Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
I'm Jill Cox-Cordova.
You are? I'm Anthony Cordova. Thanks for letting me know who you are.
Thanks for knowing who I am. So, I still watch a lot of news briefings.
Yes.
So, one that really intrigued me in recent days was when President Biden announced the mandate about vaccinations for employees.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes, I was very happy to see that because really, it really does come down to, what can we do to keep everybody safe?
Yeah, and I really want things to go back to normal, normal,
a new normal,
a new normal. But where we can, go out and don't have to
and
worry about masks
people.
and don't
Yes.
have to worry about if we're going to catch coronavirus or give it to someone, or
right? Because we all recently wanted to go see a movie and we pulled in the parking lot and there were so many people there, and we watched people go in that weren't thinking about.
Yeah, no one wearing masks.
Perhaps
There's very few people that had on a mask
Yes.
going into the
Yes.
movie theater.
So we
and I think the movie theater was like just as crowded or more crowded than it was before COVID.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
was like jam packed.
So it would be nice to have peace of mind if you go anywhere, especially work.
So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Okay, and listeners, if you don't like what we're saying, tell us. We'd love to have this discussion.
Yes, tell us how Biden's taking away your rights. That would be nice.
And how that's more important than staying alive. Staying alive.
Well, but COVID's fake.
Staying alive.
COVID's fake. There's no proof. That's
He's
what
joking.
they say.
I was going to say.
That's what they say.
Please let them know you're joking. All right. Well, this week we have another topic.
We do?
Yes.
Really?
The topic is red flags.
Ooh.
It's part of a segment that we call Stand by Your Stance.
Jill.
Tony.
What type of red flags are we talking about? Are we talking about like in an auto race or red flag? Somebody got red flagged.
Oh. You like way over my head.
Or a football field.
Yeah. Throw out a flag. No, we're talking about red flags that you see when you're in a relationship with someone or even on a date. For a single people.
Single people. Pay attention to those red flags. Do not overlook them.
Yes.
Please do not. What would be a red flag, Jill?
Oh, I have many. I should have written them down so that I won't forget my whole list. A red flag for me, I'll just go based on some of the experiences I have. So I won't name names, but these are things that were definitely red flags. So long time ago, someone asked me on a date.
Yeah.
He came and picked me up, and the date was a movie.
Okay. No dinner?
Well, on the way, he came and picked me up, and on the way, he asked, "Are you hungry?" And I was like, "I could eat dinner now or after the movie. It doesn't matter." Okay, we'll have dinner now. So we sat down at a place that was right outside of where the theater was.
Mm-hmm.
And we each ordered, we ate. And when the bill came,
he just sat there.
He wanted to go Dutch.
Okay. Well, Dutch is okay. If you talk about it beforehand.
We didn't.
Oh.
We didn't.
Oh.
It was his idea to eat. So I said to him, I may be old-fashioned, but I'm of the mindset that if you ask me on a date that you're going to pay for everything. And he's like, what gave you that idea? You were going to pay for your movie ticket too. Red flag.
That is a red flag.
Red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yes. But it was a movie that I really wanted to see.
So you went by yourself?
No. We stood in line. We
Oh.
each got our tickets because I was like, fine, I really want to see this movie, and we're here. And it
Mm-hmm.
was, I think, the movie. You know how theaters used to change their movies
Mm-hmm.
often, so I didn't think the movie would be there much longer. So, but in the like, I don't know, 10 minutes into the movie, you ready to go? No, fool, I am not. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yes, that's a red flag. Other red flags will be things like if you're supposed to go out on a date with a person and they always show up late. That's a red flag. When they always show up late, red flag.
What if they're just late?
If they
They can't get
always
anywhere
show up,
late.
if
I
they
mean, they can't get anywhere on time. There are some people like that.
yeah, but it's a red flag. If it annoys you,
Oh, if it
if it
annoys you,
annoys
sure.
you
If
that
you're
they
always
always
on
show up,
time,
yes, if they
yes.
always show up, that's a red flag. You
Why are
don't,
they someplace else?
maybe they don't put a lot of priority
Or in
in.
respect your
And
time?
that's
Yes.
exactly right. That's a red flag. In your case, like you said, Jill, if every time you go someplace with that person, they don't have any money, it's a red flag. If they can't remember your name, it's a red flag. Red flag. They can't remember your name, honey, baby, sweetie, darling, love. All of those red
Oh, so
flag.
if they
Red
start with
flag.
that really early
Yeah,
and never call you by your name,
yes, red flag,
say
red
my
flag,
name, say
red
my name.
flag. If they are taking text messages from people while you're at dinner and they're texting everybody else and not having a conversation with you, it's a red flag. If they only speak about themselves nonstop, it's a red flag. Okay. If they chew with their mouth open, it's a red flag.
Right. Also, if, in the times where, we openly had dinner out at restaurants and they can't keep focused on you because they're too busy looking at
Wandering
everyone that
eye.
passes them by.
Yes.
Or if they suddenly just have to go to the bathroom and you notice that the person that they were looking at also went to the bathroom. Red flag.
Red flag, red flag. If they always say, my car is in the shop, it's a red flag. Red flag. If they always say, if he or she is wearing polyester, it's a red flag. Red flag, red flag. Can't do it. No.
This was also almost a red flag for us.
What?
Two different things. So on our what you call a meeting date, when you said, "Do you have a good memory?" That was a red flag to me. I'm like, what does he think I won't remember? Now you explained it, but I still was kind of like looking at you with the side eye, like, oh, I got to keep my eye on this one, But the reason you said it was because you knew yourself well enough to know that you might just say anything.
Yeah, I might
and not really
say something.
mean that you're going to take me to lunch in Paris, or something like
red,
that.
Yes, red,
yes.
red.
And then
flag.
the one that from your end about me was, you were like, if I don't see where you live, we are done.
Yeah, that's a red flag, but that's a good one. That's a good one. If you are like dating this person, like you've been dating for a month or a month and a half, and you haven't found out where they live, that's a red flag. They might have a husband or a wife or another partner that they live with. Red flag. Red flag.
But the reason I held off on showing you where I live is because if I didn't know if this was gonna, how far we would go, and I didn't want you to know where I lived because we lived really close to each other.
We did, but
and
we had been dating for like 2.5 months.
Yeah, I was still,
you've been over my house, so
that's because you invited me. But I did. When you gave me that. When you basically gave me an ultimatum. If I don't see where you live by such and such date, I don't know if I can continue this.
This is true.
So I had no problem. I wasn't hiding anything. I just wanted to make sure that we were good so that you wouldn't stalk me, because it was
Yeah,
around the time I had actual stalkers.
I understand. I understand. Definitely check that ring finger. If
Yes.
there's a tan
Tan
line,
line.
red. No,
Yep.
not. That's more than a red flag. That's like stop, turn around, and walk out. Just
Yes.
leave.
And it's also a red flag if
It's
they say they're married
yeah,
and still looking at you. That's a red flag.
that's right.
Or,
That
you know, or
it
if they're in
is.
a committed relationship that you know about, it's a red flag, because the way they get you, they may do, you know,
Yeah,
dump you the same way.
yeah, red flags. Any lies you catch them in, any lies, it's a red flag.
But what if the lies were intended to make you feel better about yourself? Like, do I look fat in this dress? And the person might think you do and say it later.
Well, that's different. That's being considerate.
But that's a lie.
But that's being maybe it's not a lie. Maybe
No, I'm
he or
saying
she
if
doesn't look
later
fat.
they say, you know, that day you asked me if you look fat in that dress, you did.
But yeah, but
you
that's
know?
that's to make someone feel good, so they don't feel self-conscious or anything. So that's a little different.
Well, I don't want to emphasize if it makes someone feel good, because someone may tell you, "Oh, you are the most special person in the world to me," but they're saying it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If they start throwing out love, oh, I love you on the second date, red flag, red flag. If they say things like,
Explain why for our listeners.
You don't, you
We
just
all
don't,
want
you
love.
just don't start telling people I'm in love with you on a second date.
Well, see, you changed it the second time. The first time you said I love you, and
yes,
you can love a person and
yes,
not be in love.
Yes, but you know.
But if you say you're in love,
yes,
but maybe they've been in love with you the whole time. Like, maybe they've known you for a long time and they've been in love with you, and now they're
still
finally telling you.
Second date, there's not the time to tell it. No, it's not. That's too soon. It's a red flag.
Okay.
Red flag.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just wanting you to explain.
If you ask the person you're on a date with, what would you like to do? If they say whatever you like to do, red flag, red flag. If they always say whatever
I was going to say,
you
I
like
think you
to do,
mean if they always say
if
that.
they always say it,
because
whatever
sometimes
you
it
like
may
to
not
do.
matter to them, but other times, if they consistently say whatever you want to do, it means they're not showing you who they are and what they like.
Exactly, it's a red.
And why are they? And why aren't they? You know,
because people are on their best behavior to catch. Okay. But when they're no, whatever you like to do. It's even a red flag if they say, if the person says, hey, let's go to dinner and let's have Italian. And the person says, oh, I love Italian, but they really hate Italian. And then you find that out later that they really do hate Italian, like hate it. It's a red flag.
Yeah.
It's a red flag.
Sure.
You know, a person needs to be, secure enough to say, I don't really care for it, but, I'll go if that's where you want to eat. That's, but I don't care for it. But to say, oh, I love it, and you don't, that's a red flag. Yeah, it's so many red flags.
Yes. It's also, if you're in a situation where you can observe this person interacting with other people and they're really crass with the other people, chances are they're crass too.
Well, I'm crass.
You don't normally show that to me.
See, that's a red flag, Jim. It's a red flag. See, I don't show that to you. It's a red flag.
I know you can be, but I don't consider you crass. I know you can say some really crass things. You can. You're capable of it.
Absolutely.
But I wouldn't describe you as being a crass person. You're not consistently a crass person. Like some other people we know.
Oh, like who?
I'm not naming names.
Please name. Give some names.
I am not naming names.
Come on.
Nope. You know exactly who I'm talking
I
about.
don't know who you're
You
talking
do.
about. No, I don't.
It's the only other person I've ever called crass around you.
I don't know who you're talking. Oh, you're talking about.
Yes. Don't say it. Don't say it. But it could also be red flags, though, when you watch them with their friends.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what another red flag is. If you've been dating a person for a month and they show up to your house with a new car and it's for you.
Oh.
New car, somebody shows up and gives you a new car after dating you for a month. It's a red flag.
Do you know anyone that's actually happened to? I don't know anybody like that.
Well, I do know people that have said, hey, you want a car? I'll buy you a car. The good thing is that the other person was like, nope, don't you buy me a car. I can buy my own car.
Yes. Yes.
See? So yes, any of that. Somebody starts really showering you with expensive gifts, like really
But what if they're like
extravagant.
millionaires and to them
Yeah,
that's not expensive?
Yeah, but if you're kind of a millionaire and they're a millionaire too and they give you something expensive, it's not a big deal. But when this person is trying to win you over,
yes, to try to buy you
specifically with money,
yes,
it's a red
or lavish gifts.
Yes, it's a red flag
because they think they can buy you.
Yeah, if you want a meaningful relationship, you just want gifts and stuff and don't want a meaningful.
You okay?
Did you know I was a computer and sometimes I get stuck?
No. That is news to me. It's also a red flag if they promise you fame.
Oh, yeah. That's a red flag. But they may actually be able to do that if you have some talent. They may be able to do that. But it's also it's like a double-edged sword.
And I'm going to make you now not only famous but rich in 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then you realize they don't have any money. That's a red flag.
Red flag.
Red
flag. Yep.
Yes. Also, the other extreme, if they're always like, if you're out with your friends and you look up and you're like, why are you here? And then you go someplace else and they're there too. Like they're following you and stalking you.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Very much so.
That's a red flag.
Yes, because I've had actual stalkers and it was terrifying to me.
Yes. If you see this person you're dating, refer to people that are of different ethnicity. If you see them treat those other people badly and say awful things about them, it's a red flag.
Yes, it doesn't even have to be people of another ethnicity. You could be at a restaurant and the way they talk to the waiter or waitress.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Right. That's
or if they constantly send something back, they're never satisfied. That's a red flag.
But what if it's wrong?
If it's wrong, that's different. But if you see that they consistently are never satisfied with what they order, I would never go to dinner with them anymore.
Here's a red flag. If you go to dinner with someone that you're out on a date and they eat just about everything on their plate, and then they call the manager and say it was awful, I want my money back, it's a red flag. It's a red flag.
Yes.
So many things are a red flag. We could write a book on red flags.
Maybe we should. Another red flag is if you go out with someone and the waitress, like, oh, I saw you earlier today.
Oh, well, maybe not.
It's a red flag.
No,
means they bring all their dates there.
He could have been there, or he or she could have been there on their own, or they could have been there with their friends. It's not necessarily a red flag. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily. It can go either way. That's more of yellow or, orange flag. Hey, be on the watch, see what they're doing.
Yes. And if you
Yes.
ask them about that, like, what were you doing here earlier today? And they can't look you in the eye. In fact, if they can't look you in the eye when you ask them
Yes,
questions,
that's a red
that's a
flag.
telltale sign they're
Yeah,
not telling you the truth.
yes. If you agree to meet this person at a bar. We're talking about a bar.
A bar.
A bar.
Okay. We're at a
Not
bar.
not a not a
Not a
restaurant
restaurant.
that has a bar.
So a bar.
A bar.
Okay.
And they bring their 4-year-old child with them. That's a red flag. It's a red flag. It's a
That's
red
true.
flag.
We have actually witnessed that because the 4-year-old thought I shouldn't be with you because she wanted you to be with her mommy. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, we've actually witnessed that. That was sad, actually.
Yes.
I wasn't happy with the 4-year-old because she clearly didn't want me there, but
she's trying to get rid of you.
Trying to get rid of me.
But red flags,
Yes.
many red flags.
Yes, and if they constantly talk about their last relationship and compare you to that person, that's a red flag too. Because to me, it's a sign that they're not over the last person.
Yeah.
And that you're the rebound if you want to be.
Yeah, you're right. If you go out on this first date and they constantly talk about their ex, red flag. And I'm not saying people don't need to talk about their exes, especially if they're divorced, but that's not first date kind of conversation. You're trying to get to know each other, not their ex.
Right.
So that's a red flag. There's so many red flags. Oh my gosh.
There are.
How does I hope the singles have been writing this down or just replay it over and over.
Yeah.
Or or better yet, bring it with you on your date. It's like, this is what we're going to listen to.
I don't think that would be a good date, actually. Yeah. Maybe once you're in the relationship, maybe, but that's not a good first date activity.
Oh,
I don't think.
I don't know. Red flags. Hey, here's a red flag. If every time you go out with this person, they spill a drink on you, it's a red flag.
What is it a sign of? That they're
either that they're super clumsy,
which they could be,
or they're trying to figure out a way to
get
rub
you undressed.
on you, or let me take you home and get you cleaned up and all of that. Maybe that's what you want, but it's a red flag. I'm telling you, it's a red flag.
Yep. 2 other red flags for me. If someone constantly wants to know exactly what you do for a living and and they may even ask you how much you make. That's a red flag to me. Like, I'm not what I do.
Yes.
I'm who I am. I'm
yes.
not, I don't base who I am on what I do.
Well,
it's fine to ask someone, what do you do? It's general conversation.
Yes, it's general conversation. It's a conversation starter. But when they say, how much do you make? Or if they ask, what is your net worth? Red flag. Red flag. All of these things I'm talking about, I have probably experienced. This is why I can rattle them off so quickly.
Yes.
Red flags all over the place.
Yes, absolutely. I said I had a second one, but right now I can't remember what the second one was. Okay. But it related to that.
Okay. Here's a red flag if you're specifically an ambitious person. If you're really ambitious, you really, want to make things happen and
you're get your
go-getter. Yeah, get your career. And the person that you're on the date with is, let's say you're an up and rising attorney. Okay. But you go out with this person, and it's nothing wrong with people working any job they can. I work jobs that I've hated. Okay.
Sure.
But if they say, well, I work at such and such manufacturing, and I work the line, right?
Right.
And you say, oh, well, yeah, okay, that's okay. And then you ask them, well, how long have you done that? And they say 15 years. Then you ask another question. And how long do you plan on doing that? Till I retire? If you are an ambitious person, that is going to be a red flag for you because it will drive you crazy that the person does not have any ambition. It's a red flag. Now, in other cases, it may not be. If you're a person where you don't mind, you just want, I went on this date one time, and very nice lady. We remained friends after that. But she said she didn't want to date me because I was too ambitious.
Yeah, she told me that.
Yeah.
Which are words that would never come out of my mouth.
She said I was too ambitious. She said she just wanted a man to go to work and come home, go to sleep, get up, come. Yeah, that's it.
And the flip side of that, a red flag, is if they're a dream killer. If you actually tell them what you aspire to do and they give you all the reasons why that's not going to work.
Oh, yeah. That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Quick.
Yeah, because they can't support you and your dreams. All right. Well, let's get to our second segment that we call
Give it a rest and a resolution.
Conclusion?
Yeah, my conclusion is that as single people, you really need to pay attention. Don't let things slide.
Right. I was actually going to say pay attention too. So I will just add, for the most part, I think all of us have like a gut feeling.
Yes.
And if your gut feelings are usually right in the end, trust it the first time.
Yeah, trust it.
Yes. Well, let's get to our third segment that we call
I'm trying to help you.
Any advice about red flags?
Sure do.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but go for it.
When you clearly see a red flag on this person you've went out with, you have the green light from me to run. Green light, go, run away. Don't worry about it. There's nothing invested in this person. It's okay if you never see them again. Just run and wait till you find that person that gives you a green flag.
Good. Well, I want to say, I guess it's on the flip side of that. Because often if we look for a problem, we'll find it, right? So recognize within yourself what red flags you cannot tolerate.
Correct.
So don't try to, when you see the red flags you cannot tolerate or live with, don't try to change the person.
Yes, because we do know no one is perfect.
Right.
No,
right.
Even me, I'm not even perfect, Jill. I know you believe I am.
You told me this after 15 years. Oh no.
But yeah, even me, I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect either. But our little flaws and quirks that we have, obviously the other one.
Yes.
Just like, okay, all right. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's get to our last segment that we call.
So, what do you think? What do you think?
Because I'm right.
Because I'm right.
Phone number?
404-594-2247.
Yes, and we do want to hear from you about something because,
something.
It's been radio silent.
Yeah, like, what's up? How y'all doing? Something. Gee, you're treating us like we have COVID or something.
All right. Well, it's time to wrap this episode up. You've been listening to I'm Right.
I'm Right.
I'm Jill Cox-Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music, Nick Zinke for the art, and to you, listeners. Yay!
Okay. So,
that's it.
We love you all and pay attention to those red flag single people.
Yes, and to the yellow ones too.
Yeah. Approach with caution. Yes.
All right.
Cool. So that's it. We're done?
We're done.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.